Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Night Ragchew.
Good evening.
Hello.
There's 4 of us.
Okay, jazz hands.
We
Everybody's
haven't
got
had
to do
4
jazz
from
hands.
the start in a
Let's
while.
make it a thing.
So we want to make jazz hands. That's on Ham Jazz's channel. We can't do that. And he's Canadian anyway, so we don't want to adopt that. We got to come up with our own. Shout out, Simon. We love you, man.
Would moose heads be appropriate then?
Moose head could work. Yeah, it's got to be something different. It's got to be something new. So just came over from Jason's stream. There's probably still a lot of people over on Jason's stream unless it's ended. Someone will tell us. But tonight we've got Sean. He's been away for a little while with WTF Radio. How's it going, Sean?
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Trying to get back into it, so hopefully we'll see what I can pull off soon.
All right. Well, everyone knows it's a chill stream. It's whoever wants to come and go. No rush. Dave with Seeedstudio, who is in the thumbnail and going to be tonight's topic. He's probably still on Jason's stream. I told him don't rush. When Jason's stream's over, come on over. So he'll join us, and I believe Vern will join us as well. So far, that's all that I have here as of now. But tonight, we also have Elle Marie from She's on Frequency YouTube channel joining us. Welcome. How are you doing?
Good. Had a great day today. Kind of woke up late, slept in a little bit today, which was much needed. I've been waking up pretty early this past week, so it was like we're sleeping in tonight, and slept in, and then woke up, cleaned up the house a bit, then actually went over to Micro Center and am looking forward for my next project in ham radio, which is what I was working on with this over here, but that's a sneak peek for future events. But had a great day today.
Very cool. Indaf Buckley, thanks for subscribing. If I got that name right, Indaf, I'm not going to spell it out and assume that it stands for something. I'm just going to say Indaf. Very cool. And also, Michael dropped a video today on the, what was it? Bubba's Auto Show?
It was Bubba's 33, which is a restaurant right across the street from Texas Roadhouse. And they had a car show this weekend. And it was hot.
Cool.
It was
but there were some really cool cars there, yeah. It was 88, but it felt like 113.
You know. And Elle Marie dropped was that your first premiere?
No,
okay.
It was definitely not my first premiere, but I think it was the first one where I put like the premiere fun
the startup
intro. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And to answer a comment, Microsano has hand gear now. Not exactly. I am a computer engineer major, and so I have a background in microcontrollers. So I bought some microcontrollers to experiment with.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to Micro Center.
Me either.
It's been a long time since I've been, but
ordering online is just too easy.
Is it Addison or Kelton area? I'm trying to remember.
It's actually Richardson.
Okay, well they have more than one then.
Yeah, she's over on the
No, that was a different company. Yeah, the one in Richardson. That's where you get all the Raspberries, or a lot of people get Raspberries.
Yeah.
Sounds like
a lot of hams use Micro Center. A big thing coming out now amongst the ham community is 3D printing has been gaining steam, and a lot of people get stuff there from Micro Center. In fact, I think, did I order my printer? Or no, I ordered filament, I think, from there. I got my printer from Gigaparts on Jason or Frank's discount stream. So it's obviously got a lot of cool stuff. So let me look and see who we got joining us here. So a shout out to Andy Cowley. Tank Radio's joined us. Tank is Tank, and you're welcome to join us.
We all have to Tank Radio.
So I've added quite a few people that have been on the stream before and other YouTubers to the Ragchew Crew channel, and I put the link in there. So if you have been given permission and joined that channel, it's a locked channel on the Ragchew Crew Discord, and I post a link. You can join. Feel free to join anytime. Here's Vern, and we got Dave. Welcome.
Hey.
So I guess Jason's stream is over because Tank Radio's even over here. Hillbilly Ham and Jeff and Ham Till It Hurts, K282AUB, Andy Cowley, as always, good to see you. 45 Auto, Sean. Usually I do this earlier, so there's not as many. Colin, good day, or not A. I won't say A. That's for the others.
Yeah.
Chris Bricker.
You're getting your cultural appropriation wrong there.
Yeah, I'm getting the cultures mixed up there. Good to see Chris. It looks like I'll be seeing him at Huntsville as well. Lester, welcome. Jeff Wingett, good to see you. Cooley, we made a QSO yesterday. Cooley was my only QSO Saturday morning on my targeted contacts stream. 40 meters was horrible. We were able to QSO. Sean, Andy, and I think we're caught up. So welcome everyone, and welcome Dave and Vern.
Hi,
Dave. Yeah, Dave
Hey, y'all.
Dave's been busy too tonight. He was on Jason's stream talking about stuff that he's going to have there at Huntsville. So see, Dave, I didn't even have time to talk about my month schedule because we got some more visitors and had other stuff to talk about. But thanks for joining, Dave. Tonight we're going to talk about Seeedstudio, and that is with 3 E's.
3 E's.
It took me a couple of times to figure out the right website when I first started. They have some very cool products. One that I did not get quick enough at Dayton, and they ran out of it. But I did get the this is the indicator, right? Or what's that one?
That's the indicator. Okay. This is the T1000. You have
what is? I have this. Okay, so I have the indicator. This is very cool. And if we have time, I'm going to make sure Dave shows me that I have it set up correctly. But the T1000 that you showed, you guys ran out of those before I had a chance to buy it, and that's the cool one we're going to talk about.
Sure. So at Dayton, we sold out. We had 50 of these, and we sold out in the first early afternoon on Friday at Dayton. Didn't expect to have that. I thought we were going to sell them throughout the weekend, but didn't expect to sell them out that quick. But it was kind of neat to hear them all going off while people were walking around.
I had a different one, and it was busy. It was cool.
Yeah.
I updated the firmware with that Dayton firmware that they had out, so it was very cool. So we've got. I'm pretty sure Sean knows Meshtastic. Elle Marie has joined us. She's started. She's on Frequency YouTube fairly recently, but she's been putting out some good videos. She did one today on a Wires X node setup. She set up her FTM 510. Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't have the fancy. There's 2 versions of the 510. I don't have the upgraded version. I just have the base version.
ASP,
There's like an APRS or ASP. Thank you. Option, but it's just the basic 510. But
so so she got it set up and was on Wires X and made her first what country contact?
Japan, which I didn't realize you frequented, and let alone have your own Japan call sign, Paul. Amazing.
I'll be on Tuesday, so look for me on Texas Nexus, everybody, if you want to sell me.
I mean, as the video said that I put out as a native Texan, that's my first go-to.
There you go. So anyway, so she's on here, and I asked her if she knew much about it, and she didn't. So Dave, can you, not just for her, but for everybody watching,
for me,
can you explain, and there you go, and for Michael, can you explain Meshtastic, why it's popular with ham radio, and just, whatever you want to about Meshtastic?
Yeah, sure. So Meshtastic, kind of the 30,000 foot view of it is, it uses the LoRa technology on the 900 megahertz ISM portion of the band. Short burst communication of messaging and location sharing. But it creates a mesh network. So you're actually able to go long distances. Like in San Antonio, I can go 45 miles across town and actually be able to message somebody because it hops through different nodes to get there. And it creates a large mesh network. So let's see, decentralized off-grid messaging and location sharing is the official kind of terms for it. But yeah, it uses little devices like this and this and this to be able to communicate. Yeah.
Well, it's little considering what it is, and that's my next purchase is one of those. So yeah, he's brought some cool devices to show us as well.
Yeah. And
not expensive either.
Oh no. It can be, depending on who you buy it from.
Yeah.
It can be expensive, but Seeedstudios has tried to keep everything that they sell sub $100. So everywhere from
It's awesome.
these little
I've got a
boards,
quick
which
question.
this is a Meshtastic node. It's the smallest Meshtastic node that's in production.
Mhm.
These are $10, right? They have, of course, the T1000, which averages about $50. Indicator, which is $80, $90, depending on when. And even this guy, which is a remote mount solar node, $90. Right now, this has an extended antenna and some other features added into it, but everything that they sell is sub $100.
I've got a question,
Elmore,
Dave.
you had a question
Yes, ma'am.
for you.
When you said that to be able to message people, what type of messaging is this? Is this text, voice, email,
Text.
images, text?
Text,
Very
just
cool.
strictly text messages and location sharing. You can do direct messaging. It's 100, and actually now it's 256-bit encrypted. So you can direct message between nodes encrypted, or it has a broadcast channel, the long fast channel or the main channel, where you can broadcast, and it's like a big chat room where everybody who's got a device can talk. So yeah, it's actually, I got into it. So my backstory is how this all happened. I'm vice president of the Medina County Amateur Radio Corporation, and we do a lot of events, and we're tied in very heavily with the emergency management team. And I kept watching all these videos about Meshtastic, and I'm like, man, that's another layer of communication that we could use. And a lot of the stuff that was out there, though, was homebrew stuff. You had to buy a board, you had to buy a battery, you had to build a case, you had to build everything to do it. And everything kind of had a compromise. And then Seeedstudios came out with this guy. It's waterproof. It's got about a 2-day battery life, little lanyard hook. It's got temperature, GPS, everything built into this little guy. And it's almost indestructible. So when that happened and that came out, we bought a bunch and we started trying to use it at events, and it just works. I can now use it's software called MeshSense. I can hand these out to the guys and message them and broadcast messages without ever getting on the radio. So if we're on an event and we're doing health and welfare checks, I can do health and welfare checks via Meshtastic. And when you've got 20 guys out in the field, checking in with 20 guys could take 20 minutes because one guy will have his radio turned down. One guy will actually have accidentally bumped his radio and be on a different frequency. This, I can just do health and welfare and everybody checks in. And it frees up the airwaves for actual emergency traffic or needed traffic. Seeedstudios was coming up with a HAZCOM kit and was looking for people to help. And I sent them an email and said, hey, this is what we are doing with your device. And next thing I know, the CEO of Seeedstudios wanted to set up a meeting with me, Patrick, my partner, who's also the president of the club, our emergency management coordinator for the county and Texas Department of Emergency Management. And they started coming to a couple of our events, seeing what we're doing. They approached me and said, hey, we would like you to be our kind of ambassador for ham radio and Meshtastic. And so now I get to go to ham fests and talk about stuff that I like. So it's a win-win.
You gotta love it when that works out.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But
So what?
So, what would you recommend getting for your first Meshtastic?
I tell everybody,
somebody who is completely out of it.
this.
Yep.
Just because
That's one.
it's portable, 2 days worth of battery life. It's got a little buzzer on it, so it makes noise when you get a message. They're almost indestructible. You can put it in a shirt pocket. You can put it in your pants pocket. You can put it on a lanyard. It's just great, right? And it's $50. This gets you in the door. Then you can start going into, if you really like it, you can get into more features, more, the 4-inch touchscreen display. There's the T-Deck, which is it looks like a BlackBerry, where you can message people and do everything from the device itself without having to tether your phone to it. And then there's a new firmware coming out for these devices that you can now direct message from this as well. But this is what I tell everybody: if you're going to get one of these. It's Dude, Ham Radio Dude, which is now Dude Tested, grabbed one of these. He tossed it out of the truck going down the road at 70 miles an hour. It bounced off the highway a couple of times, picked it up, it still worked. Hit it with the pressure washer, it still worked. I mean, this is the thing. If you're going to get one of these. And it's not just because I represent these guys, but this is what I carry every day.
That'll be my first purchase, by the way, at Huntsville Saturday morning.
Got him.
I love a comment here where it talks about that it gives text location, and also for the computer engineer, this is from Chris Bricker here, it can also send configurable sensor data. So
Yes.
if you're into Adafruit, if you're into like temperature sensors, humidity sensors, like anything from Adafruit, I believe, it can send all of that type of data from what I'm seeing here from Chris Bricker.
Yes. So, and like this guy, I've got 3 videos out now. I actually started doing YouTube stuff. One is an unboxing of this guy. And then the other one is you can get a Grove temperature, humidity, and barometric pressure sensor, and it plugs right inside. It's even got a slot on the side for it to sit, plugs right into it. And now this node will send not just, reroute messages and everything that it's supposed to do, but it'll also periodically send you your temperature, humidity, and barometric pressure out to the mesh. And there's a lot of other things. You can, at one of the hacker forums with Meshtastic, they actually had an air cannon on one side of the building, and using canned messages, we're able to trigger that air cannon over LoRa, over the mesh. So there's a lot of neat stuff you can do just outside of it.
And
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Elle had mentioned from a programming standpoint, that's what I use it for. I'm a software developer for the last 37 years, but
why am I missing? There you are, Vern. Okay. You weren't in the stream. I couldn't see your video. Go ahead.
Sorry. So I've got it our setup so that I have things that can happen on our servers, like when our server goes down, or if my UPS is alerted, those sorts of things. It sends an IP message to my Meshtastic. It's connected to one of my server racks, and my Meshtastic then broadcasts that, and my outdoor repeater picks it up, and all of a sudden it's in the it's in the wild at that point. So it can send me a message to say, hey, go check Circle 6 Ranch and find out what has triggered this alarm. So I've got probably 30 or 40 different things that I've got set up just in our network, and just environmentally, that can be translated into a Meshtastic message. And I'm going to put all those on our channel probably after Renee gets back from Huntsville, because we're going to kind of test some of that. And when she gets back, we intend to just release all that. It's all going to be open source code that you can run just like in a Docker instance on your local machine and connect it to a Meshtastic thing. So yeah, we're just going to kind of do a series of videos on it a little bit too. Not to steal anybody's thunder, but I'm just saying those are some other things you can do. And like if you have a web server and somebody sends you a contact mail, I was just playing with that earlier. Somebody sends you a contact message, it sends it out on Meshtastic. All kinds of little silly stuff like that you can do.
I've got one last question, and then Dave, I'll let you continue. But as far as machine learning and AI with different libraries that you could use, could you then use the data from the Meshtastic to then predict future weather outcomes, and then have that be a text message sent out? Or I don't know what libraries are included, but I'm thinking the future here, and machine learning and AI could then gather the data that's accumulated and then have it be trained, and then maybe even predict for future cases. I don't know. Maybe I'm too far-fetched here.
No, you're not. That is stuff that is being developed. Seeedstudio is actually a huge AI company, and they're working on all that kind of stuff in the background. A lot of that's way over my head. I'll be totally honest. I'm just a redneck in South Texas that likes to play with toys. But yeah, they've got some very smart people working on integrating AI into Meshtastic and being able to do stuff like that.
Jeff B just said he bought a TDEC. Just so everyone knows, it should be in the YouTube description. Dave has provided some discount codes, so definitely use those and check out their products. You know what I did forget to put in there, Dave, in the description? I think I forgot to put the web address. I just have the discount codes.
Oh, it's www.seedstudios.com. So
let me put it in here. So, because one thing when I go on there, you're talking about all these different things they do. I'm overwhelmed by the stuff that it has. I'm literally overwhelmed. And I like trinkets and toys and soldering and doing all that. But I'll pull it up and I'll link it. It's insane. So go to seedstudio.com, 3 E's in seed. It's not coming up for some reason for me, probably because I'm streaming.
Let me see.
And then in the description of YouTube, you'll find the discount code. So my next purchase, well, at the Huntsville Hamfest, I'm going to buy the indicator, the small little the T1000.
T1000, yeah.
T1000, and I'm going to order the solar one because right now I have about 75 or 100 feet of LMR 400 up to an antenna, and with all the loss, I'm probably not getting very far with a standard little node down here. So I'm going to get the solar one later, probably in September, and set that up as well. But thanks, Lester, for
Well,
becoming
we
a
will
member. So I
have
can do it.
this
Did you
at
say
Huntsville.
you didn't know if you'd have them or not? So now you
I've
you
got 'em.
are going to have them.
I am going to have them. Now, we don't have the
Nice.
Pro. We have
Oh,
just the
dang
P1. So it doesn't have the GPS and
No
it doesn't have
GPS.
the batteries in it. But
Yep.
if you're going to use it as a remote location router,
Mhm.
you don't need the GPS. People don't need to really know where it's at because it's just passing traffic.
Yep.
And it takes 4 18650 batteries. So those are dirt cheap.
Which
but
I already have.
yeah.
Good.
I
so
will
you would say I don't need that because I was thinking of having the GPS so that people could get on and potentially see, oh, here's one here, and it's, or is it necessary, you think, for the one on my roof?
If you're going to use it to just as an unintended node that you're not talking on,
Yeah.
you don't really need it because it's infrastructure at that point.
Yeah.
It's just passing traffic back and forth. So
Yeah.
you
That
really
was
don't
kind of
need
my
the
point.
GPS. Yeah.
Get it up 25 feet or so that hopefully I could expand this area a little bit to be able to pass traffic between other people. That's all it's for.
Okay, and I got a few pinned comments here.
Thank you, C.
And let
David
me bring them
Burgess.
up. And first one is Chris Bricker is asking if it'll come up on the screen. I can't tell if it's on the screen
It's
or not. At some point, Meshtastic supported counting unique Bluetooth devices. Since everyone has a phone, is it a people counter? Do you use that in your mesh plans? Can I get the words out? But do you use that in your mesh plans?
No, we don't. We don't use the Bluetooth portion of it. And it's kind of it's not a very active portion. You have to kind of dig and want to see that part of it. In the basic Meshtastic software now on the phones, it's not really easy to find. So no, in our mesh plan, we actually just the GPS off the device is what we go off of to be able to see where everybody's at. And you can use Mesh Sense, and it will actually conglomerate all the information. You can see all the traffic going through the network, and we just do it that way.
So Colin VK, member for 5 months now. Thank you, Colin. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Colin. And
then Sean Technus. I'm messing
Technician.
Sean Technician. I would love to have this during the Texas freeze over.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cell towers were useless. The only lifeline I had was ham radio at the time.
And we
honestly.
used it.
we
And
did
we
cell
used it.
nets and everything.
I actually
we had
wasn't
2
even a
help
ham
nets a day.
during the freeze.
Mhm.
And we were out, we would be out for about 18 hours and then about an hour and a half, 2 hours of power, and then out for 18. And it just kind of went back and forth like that. Yeah, that's one of the things that brought this to our attention was you don't have to be licensed for this. So you don't have to be a ham radio operator. It's non-licensed. So you can actually, our county is actually looking at possibly, and the city of Castroville is possibly supporting this as a city effort to be able to help people communicate in time of disasters.
Thank you, Don.
Appreciate
Oh.
that. And
How does that one connect to the phone?
Bluetooth. Everything is Bluetooth. Your phone can be in airplane mode, zero signal of any type, and it's just a Bluetooth interface to the device. The radio and everything is in here, and then this is just an interface.
Okay.
That's why the one like the T deck is something that you don't need the phone, correct?
Right,
You get the
because it has the
keyboard,
4-inch display with the keyboard. So
it's all encompassed.
yeah.
And Bricker has a question for El Marie. And I clicked
No,
on it.
I unfortunately am not going to be at Huntsville, though it did cross my mind. I will be out of town for the time being, out of town in the sense of I'm going to my lake house, and not my lake house, but someone that I know's lake house that I'm related to. And so I won't be going, but I think the Ohio one is in May next year. So that will definitely be a priority of mine.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I haven't been to either one, so I haven't been to Huntsville or the Ohio one. I miss our HamCon we used to have here in North Texas, but we're trying to rebuild that with Ham Expo.
So the app Dave was talking about, you just download it, and basically, I'll just give you an example of it. Dave may have a better example, but those are some nodes that are connected. You've got the chat group, you've got different chat groups here, and setup and everything here. So it's just an app, and you Bluetooth connect, correct Bluetooth, I believe, right?
Yes.
To the device, and then the device is basically the radio. Your phone becomes the keyboard, and you can, text and contact anybody that's within range of those antennas, which is why I wanted to get that one up on top of the roof.
Yeah, and it actually has a map that'll show you where everybody's at.
Dave, was that I was having technical difficulty at the start of the stream. So is that the same default Meshtastic app, or is that some other app you're using now?
Nope, just the default Meshtastic app. And then when we do events, I use Mesh Sense. I have a device Bluetoothed to my PC, and I use Mesh Sense, which those guys are awesome, by the way. It's a Firmatech, same people who make N3 FJP, and they have created a very comprehensive software package for Meshtastic that brings up a map as well, but it actually shows the linking between nodes and the entire traffic, all the stream of data that's going across the network.
Nice.
Really cool.
Have a good night, Hillbilly.
Good night, Hillbilly.
So,
and Chris, I'd like to meet you too. Feelings mutual.
And I wanted to just mention to Elle.
Go ahead, Bert.
I know she's a software developer. You do web front end stuff, correct?
I do a little bit of both. I'm a full stack web app developer with experience and background in computer engineering and microcontrollers.
Outstanding.
So
well, there's
all around. So go ahead.
Yeah. There's an API that is publicly available. If you're interested, drop me a note. But it hooks into that. If you're Bluetooth to that, it will serve up an API endpoint. So just a regular REST API that you can control your Meshtastic, any Meshtastic board that is using that Meshtastic software. So if you want to send me drop me a note, I'll be happy to forward that to you.
Yeah, I definitely will. I've seen so many. I've seen so many. At least I've been on Instagram, and I've just seen like Meshtastic this, Meshtastic that. I'm like, what is this?
Well, it sounds like I need to get both y'all together and maybe throw some of our toys at you and see what you can do with it.
There we go.
That would be good.
So
because like these little ESP32 devices and the NRF devices they've got all sorts of GPIO stuff on them.
I
just got a ESP32 today.
I got a 32 right there. I've gotten into it, but I'm no programmer, engineer, or anything like that. So I've just barely scratched the surface, but I find it's fun. Especially when you go to Hamventions and stuff. But when we were coming back from Dayton, Digital Rancher, Robert, and Frank from Tank Radio were on the same flight I was on, but not sitting near each other. And we Meshtastic'd each other all the way back.
That's funny.
It was a blast.
That's too funny.
When I fly, I take one of these, and they're thin enough that you can actually the little slide for the window.
Oh yeah,
stick it up in the
and right there.
Pull the slide down.
Yeah.
And it's really neat. From 30,000 feet, you can pick up a lot of people.
That's fun.
And you're sitting there on your phone, right? So nobody pays attention. You're just another person playing on their phone on the airplane. But bump out a message every now and then. Hey, guys, from 30,000 feet. And you'll get some replies back. And you can actually see a trail of nodes that you've picked up along your flight.
How
And if
fun.
you have,
That's cool.
yeah, and if you, because of the GPS in it, if you have the track on the app, it'll actually show you the line of what your flight has done, all the way down to if they circle around and then they go down in the land. And
How
at
fun.
one airport, I forgot it in the window, and I ran up to the desk and I'm like, hey, I left this little tracker thing in the window. But here it is right here. The plane is still on the tarmac. Can you guys check and see where it's at? And they went and grabbed it for me. And it's actually this one right here that I
It
carry.
was on
around.
my
gosh.
flight. It might have just disappeared magically.
I hate to be. I
Better
hate to cut this
reprogram
short.
with another name on it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I hate to cut-
so what? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I hate to cut this short. I've been called away here kind of urgently. So y'all have a good one.
Vern.
Nice to meet everybody.
Nice to meet you,
Thanks for
Vern,
coming.
sir.
Nice to meet
Yeah.
you,
Have a
Vern.
good one.
Talk to y'all soon. Bye bye.
I put his him and his wife's channel up. It's called, just go to @what'supwith6. I'll link it again later.
Thank
They've
you
got
for
a
doing that.
YouTube channel as well. Thanks for joining, Vern. And again, you're welcome anytime.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate
So,
it. Y'all have a good
thank
night. Bye bye.
Take care.
So,
Is Bill, real quick, is Bill, are you in chat still? Let me know. Go ahead.
no, Christopher's asking a question here, and I'm sorry, my computer's really choking down pretty hard. So if I mess up, what is the difference between Meshtastic and Mesh Core?
So software is really the difference. It's all the same devices. I have a couple of devices that I'm bringing to Huntsville with me that actually have Mesh Core on it, and it's just different firmware. Mesh Core is more. Meshtastic uses broadcast routing, right? So, and then there's an algorithm that determines who replies and rebroadcasts at what time. So every device just goes and spits out information. Then there's an algorithm in each one of these devices that goes off of signal strength that says the stronger the signal strength, the longer it takes for it to rebroadcast that. So the idea is a weaker signal strength. If this device picks it up and it's weaker than this device, then this one will rebroadcast first because it's trying to get distance. So the weaker signal means that it's further away, theoretically. And that's how Meshtastic's intelligent routing is right now. They're working on some more intelligent routing. Mesh Core actually pays attention to the path that it took to get from point A to point B and utilizes intelligent routing where instead of a broadcast, it may broadcast the first one, but once it finds out that it needs to go from me to, I didn't catch your name in between us, but what the fuck radio? To Ellie.
Radio.
Sorry.
All right.
It just came out, but
It's all right.
I need to get.
I checked the box. that
I
says
left
this is
earlier when
not for it's checked not for children.
Okay, I apologize about that, but it was if it has to go from me to Ellie and it has to go through him. Mesh Core will pay attention to that route, and then my next message will go directly that route instead of going to everybody. It'll go straight through. And that's really the big difference between Mesh Core and Meshtastic is Mesh Core is really focused on intelligent routing. The death metal of Meshtastic.
Ziggy.
Meshtastic is more of a broadcast, kind of a chat group, open channel, just everybody going high, where the guys with Mesh Core are really pinning down intelligent networking.
So real quick, Bill, Ham Radio Tectonics, he is still in. So he and I both work for the airlines. He puts up. He's a pilot. He'll put his note. He'll have it up in the flight deck, or what used to be called the cockpit, the flight deck, and be able to reach people all the time. So I talked with him at Dayton, or more was it? I forget which one. And he's able to hit a lot of people from 35,000 feet. It's pretty cool.
That's
So,
incredible. I didn't even think
that is
that they would
pretty
be
cool.
like operational at that height. That blew my mind.
That's 915
Crazy
megahertz.
is these
I'm
things
try-
transmit microwatts. There are versions out there you can buy and I forget the model number now, but Meshtastic is because it's on the ISM band and it's license free. It's sub 1 watt to begin with. Most of them transmit about a quarter watt, 20 to 26 dBm. The expensive ones you can buy the G2, right? It will transmit the full 1 watt with Meshtastic, and then if you go into the amateur radio mode, it'll actually transmit 3 watts. But generally, these are sub 1 watt radios, and it is amazing at 35,000 feet. You're talking to a guy 35,000 feet away, and making messages back and forth.
Yeah, it's like being in a Cessna talking to somebody in 2 meters across the entire metroplex
Right.
on a handheld, and I've done
And it
that.
passes through security and like no issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no problem.
Amazing.
I have had backpacks full of radio gear because you have to carry it. I carry it on because I don't trust it in my check bag. Plus batteries and stuff you have to carry anyways, and this has got a battery.
He knows American Airlines well.
And
Yeah.
ham license to say, hey, I'm a ham radio operator. This is ham stuff. Wink, wink. You've
Yeah.
got to
Funny
buy
thing
it.
is, they've never actually, my bag's never been stopped, but I have TSA pre-check, and the metal detector will bing for a random check, which I don't know if it's at all tied to my bag, but I don't think it is. And there's been twice that they're like, hey, you've been selected for a random bag check. Do you have any electronics? I'm like, dude, you don't know.
Yeah.
3 laptops, 2 radios, 3 batteries, 4 Meshtastic devices, and a phone.
See, and I can never give the example of what you can or can't take through because as a crew member, I think they give me a little bit of allowance. Now I'm
Okay.
still bound, like to the the lithium ion phosphate limits and those kind of things. I can't take lead acid battery, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But they've seen me go through with all sorts of antennas and wires. I mean, if you looked at that, if a layperson looked at that in the scanner, their first thought would be like, "This looks suspicious. This looks like some kind of a explosive device." But as a crew member, I think they kind of look. I always notice they look at me, they see the bat. Oh, go ahead. So I think I do get away with it a little bit more. So I'm not a good person to say what you can and can't bring.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't been through the regular line in a long time, but I know pre-check.
Pre-check it's pretty good too.
My bag goes straight through the machine. I've never had it checked except for the random check from the metal detector.
Mm-hmm.
So this ADHD live, we actually touched on this on our last live stream last week or week before last, I guess. But what does going into a ham radio mode enable? Any downsides?
A lot of downsides. The only thing it allows you to do is transmit more power. That's it. But it kills the encryption, and everything on the regular Meshtastic is encrypted. Even on the long fast channel has a 8-bit encryption, right? So, and you can go from 8-bit all the way to 256-bit encryption. So the moment you flip that ham radio enabled or ham radio operator button, you lose connection to everybody else because everybody else is encrypted, and they're looking for that 8-bit to 256-bit encryption key in order to communicate with it. So I tell everybody, and when you click it and then you go back and you go, oh, that didn't work, and you unclick it, it doesn't go back to normal. And so you end up having to reflash the firmware and start over again. We don't ever go into the licensed operator mode. I have something in my pocket. I'm not sure what it is.
It's a mesh device.
Oh, it's the pictures for my daughter's wedding.
Adorable.
Yeah, it's sometime it would probably be cool to maybe, or you do it on your channel, have you on and kind of just go through the setup. You know what I mean? You may already have a video out on it or put a video out on it. And just
I don't yet.
Each thing means, like what's router, what's client, what's fast, what's long, what's, you know what I mean? The turbo and all that kind of stuff, the pluses and minuses. Because I still don't get that completely. I just kind of go off of the guys that know that, Jason and those, Robert, Kyle, that have it set up already, stay at Ham Fair. And I just, set it up the way they have it set up. So I don't get it.
Kind of the plan. Get through Huntsville, and then Seeedstudio has actually asked me to do those videos.
Cool.
And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. So now now that I've gone through, I don't envy any guys that do YouTube for a living, because it was a steep learning curve on making those videos, and my videos are not great at all.
Why I live stream more than I make
That's like
videos.
ham radio. You're always going to learn something.
Yeah,
When
Yes.
you do YouTube, it's just like ham radio.
And there's more than one way to do it.
I'm going to say this, Elmarie. I don't mean it to embarrass you in any way, but Elmarie was worried about her video today, and it was an excellent video. And it's like, what,
thank you.
how many videos? Like 6, 5, 6 videos?
I think it was my 5th video, but
But that's what we do, because when we look at it, at something we've done, we're like, oh, I could have done this better or this. But it does take time to edit videos, and honestly, that's why I live stream more than I make videos.
And
Hey,
trust
if
me,
it
my
works,
first
it
video,
works.
It's a lot easier to live stream. It really is. But
is easier.
it was an excellent video. There were some audio issues, but
Yeah.
you know what? That didn't really detract from the video too much. And
I don't know.
or really at all.
I
And
rewatched
I had audio.
the video. Go ahead.
I didn't notice the
I'll
audio
leave
Well, no,
videos for the audio.
so
till you said
audio,
something.
yeah, audio is specific to the device you're watching on. Like that would have probably been perfect on my phone, but then I find out through feedback, people always give me feedback that it didn't sound great on the television. In fact, I got royally ripped into by a ham club, a whole ham club, because I had some good beat music going. Of course, I do all my editing on my phone, and it sounded awesome on my phone, but you couldn't hear the guy talking when it was on the TV because the music was overwhelming. So, you know, and that was a recent video. That wasn't this. It was the first balloon launch video I did. You'll see that, and you just learn from it. You know, it's just like ham radio. You learn from it.
and my
Mike,
first
Grady,
video
welcome,
was
man. Good to
not
see you.
the greatest. It really wasn't. And people have told me to go redo it. And you get better.
Yeah,
So I just noticed.
and it takes me forever to edit this. The video I released today, I finally got it uploaded at 1 a.m. this morning. So that's what
And
I was working on.
I was sleeping like a baby because all I had to do was do a live stream tonight.
A comment
Multiple,
from-
but hey, if it's your style, it's your style. Which
Exactly,
Is,
yeah.
what works for you works for you. But I don't know what it was. Whenever the premiere happened and it was live, it was very quiet. But if you actually go back and watch it, it sounds clear. At least to me. I turn up my computer volume to 100. And I'm like, ooh, turn that down. But
Was it the same
maybe-
device you were watching it both
Mhm.
times?
yep.
I
Okay.
didn't have a problem with
I
your
don't know.
audio during the premiere until either you or someone mentioned. I can't remember. You might have said something in chat, and even then, I'm like, it's fine to me. So
Okay. Thank
we
you.
over
I
we
appreciate it.
overthink it.
It
And
wasn't
Dave,
bad.
Dave, your video was amazing because the quality of the camera was good, the audio was good, it all looked great. It was all great, and you were showing exactly what we wanted to see.
Okay.
So yeah, don't worry about putting videos out there, guys. It's not going to be. I mean, if I was worried, I would have stopped a long time ago with all the audio and the issues and the crap that I've had to go through trying to get all this stuff set up. That's basically you see in my background video or my background image.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we live and learn, and that's just how it is.
I've
Yeah,
got a
I watched some of my
question.
older videos and I cringe.
Yep.
So
Go ahead,
It's
Elmarie.
So Vestar Hamnetics?
That's Jody. Yep, Hamnetics.
yeah,
Jody. I don't know what he's referring to here. You can probably scroll back to the comments. I don't know if it's appropriate to say it loud, but
Which one
I
here?
don't know. If y'all know,
Jody-
then please let me.
Jody, what nasty things are you throwing in chat? Where is it?
Uh-oh.
Let's find him here.
well,
got it.
While you're
there
doing
was a
that,
message retracted. There was a message
That one?
retracted.
Is this it?
Yes, Paul, that one.
The Soup to Nuts intro video in your clear and concise style will be well received. There you go. See, that's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'll be honest, that's one of the best things I think, which is Dave, to your video as well, is I've gotten most of the time I get a compliment if I've made a video if it's short, and they say, like he said, like clear, concise, to the point. I love
Yeah.
it. New subscriber.
Mhm.
They love that stuff. If you keep it under 10 minutes and just get to the point, you will get subscribers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine was 15, so I know it was a little long. But Colin and VK had posted a question about whether or not the P1 Pro for Meshtastic is a repeater. It can be. It can be a client. So that's the repeater / router functions are really meant for infrastructure nodes and infrastructure nodes only. So like in Medina County, in the entire county, we've got one repeater. Everybody else is client. That one repeater is at 1,200 feet. It's on a hill that's at like 1,100 feet, and then it's on a 100-foot tower or something like that. But it's about 1,200 feet, right, above sea level. That is ideal because but that goes back into the algorithm. And the way the algorithm works is a repeater / router will rebroadcast whatever it's got, right? It's just in and out, in and out, in and out.
Right.
Everybody else from client to client, all the way down to client mute, everybody else except for client mute will rebroadcast in a different timing frame depending on the signal strength. So what ends up happening if you have too many things as router or repeater, you get data collisions because you've got somebody in between and you've got two routers. He transmits, they both rebroadcast immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And you end up with collisions, and then that message never goes anywhere because there's just too much garbled data on that one frequency at a quarter watt. So it can be a repeater in the right scenario, but generally everything is client unless there is just that one spot that's really going to help get from one edge of the county to the other edge of the county. That can be a repeater.
That was
Or
my
router.
biggest question too when I was setting up my little Heltex, the first one I got. I'm like, well, I want it's going to be on the roof, right? And the antenna's high so that it can repeat everybody's traffic and expand the range. So I'm like, it must be repeater before I figured out. And other guys told me, no, that clogs it up. That you don't want it. Just put it at client.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some things to learn on it when you use it.
But yeah, Chris, even the T1000s, oh, as I throw it across the room, even the T1000s can be set up as a repeater, but don't unless it's the only node anywhere near it. If you happen to want to go from point A to point B and it was nothing else anywhere near it, nobody else Meshtastic, and you were trying to get across a ranch, sure, you can have multiple repeaters at the edges of their range just to get it to hop through. But beyond that, no, don't do repeater.
Jody. V5SAR, Hamedics. Thank you, Jody. That's very cool for 5 Prep Ham Piglet level memberships to Lee. To you, Dave, you got one.
All right.
Aloysius?
Aloysius.
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 And William Dunn. That's only 4. Where's the 5th one?
Yeah, I haven't seen the 5th one pop in yet. Oh, Sean, N1 SAW. Sean.
Oh, okay. He's up top. N1 SAW. Thanks. Thanks, Jody, guys.
Don
and
is following up.
Don's got to double down.
Don always doubles down. Don always supporting the channel, man, and other channels in the community in general. And this is going to be harder to follow. Let's see. We got Sean, Technishawn, Dave Doan, Brooks, Mike. Mike, good to see you. I didn't even realize you were on here. Sorry about that. Into MAK, welcome, Mike. And Henry Mitchell, N5SEB, Brant, KQ4YHR, random dude, some random dude got a membership. Stephen Baudet, maybe?
Baudet.
Baudet.
David Guthrie, good to see you, David. And Larry Carter, good to see you, Larry. Guys, there you go. Those guys have gifted you a 1-month membership. And on that topic, just so y'all know, you get a Prep Ham t-shirt with a Ragchew Crew logo and Prep Ham logo on it and your call sign. If you are a Razorback 3 months consecutive or a Hog for 6 months consecutive, I will send you a shirt. And for those who, if you cross that threshold and I have not contacted you within a month, please contact me on Discord and let me know I have missed you, and I will return the love and a t-shirt and find out your size, color, and your call sign, and I'll get it to you. So I appreciate is that another one, or did you just post? Oh, never mind.
No, I don't know how that happened. Maybe I misclicked it.
I'm hearing too many things. Guys, thanks a lot. Don, Jody, I appreciate the support. Yeah, it's just listing all the members separately. I got rid of the old audio that said, "Oh yeah." Some people were creeped out by it.
Oh yeah.
And so Dave, I think Sean knows. Elmarie, Dave, you don't know what happened one time was people were making a joke about it. It does sound like it's kind of like a sleazy sound, but it sounded funny. It was like, "Oh yeah," this creepy voice every time
Jordan
someone got a
broke the
membership.
stream.
And so I made a comment. Someone did, like, I think it was Don or Paul or someone.
No, it was Jordan. It was Jordan.
It was-
No. Someone did one before that. They did 5 or 10. And I'm like, man, I can't even imagine if someone did 50 or 100. Did not intend it to happen. All of a sudden, Jordan, shout out Jordan. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Jordan, I still have your FTX fan here somewhere. He dropped 50 membership gifts, and we sat there through 50 membership gifts of "oh yeah" every 20 seconds. Oh,
The rest
I
of the
was just like-
stream, there's only 2
Oh,
words
it
in
took
the
like
rest of the
5
stream.
Oh my
minutes.
gosh.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
hilarious. And Jordan, brother, I love you. Thank you so much, because that was like one of the funniest and highlights of me doing YouTube so far.
It was good. It was a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
5
So-
minutes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I
just 5
changed
minutes.
the
of-
sound. I changed
So
the
we were
sound.
just trying to talk
yeah.
over it.
Yeah, it was like this, but he's "oh yeah" for 5 minutes or so. But anyway,
That's
I don't wanna-
incredible.
I don't want us to be too creepy, so I changed it back to the default. Wait, Dawn, why does it say you've
45
become a member?
Sounded
Did you just
like the
re-up?
Kool-Aid Man.
I think he did. Member for 7 months now.
Okay, yeah, Dawn, member for 7 months. Dawn's got his shirt. Jordan got a shirt. You know who I think doesn't have a shirt yet? D. Nightcry, right there. Yeah, support spammers. D, have you gotten a hold of me? Have I gotten you a shirt? Because I thought we went through this already, and I don't recall if I've gotten you a shirt. So please DM me on Discord, because we talked about this,
So-
and I don't think I ever got it sent. Let me know, D.
Jason, I'm showing 76 people viewing on multiple platforms, 68 of them on Paul's YouTube channel alone.
So yeah, thanks for coming over. Whoever came over from there's Jordan. There he is. Oh, Jordan,
Hey, Jordan, man.
is going to be in Huntsville. I believe he's driving, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know, Jordan.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Yeah, you're
He-
right, Bill. Ham Radio Tectonics. It sounded more like the Kool-Aid guy. Oh yeah, but it was a little bit creepier.
Way creepier.
Yeah. Okay. Way.
I like
creepier.
45
Fine.
autos. It
Those
sounded
guys.
like the Kool-Aid Man hanging outside a public restroom.
Yeah, now all the and Bill on Ham Radio Tech it was way creepier. All right, it was creepier. I changed it. So anyway, Jordan.
I kind of did some of this stuff with the old system, kind of like the admonishments every time somebody said something online. Or
Okay,
somebody
yeah,
typed in all caps.
Get with me, D. At this point, I feel like I need to give you 2 shirts. He was my initial Razorback. So thanks, D, for the support from the beginning, which I think started back in October. When are you leaving? Oh, you're going with Scott. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
You're the other person in
Caravanning.
the.
He's caravanning.
Okay, and potentially Sean is the other one at the. So you're not going.
I am not going.
Okay,
Things have
so-
come up that I cannot go.
So Jordan, do you want me to leave your fan here, or do you want me to bring it with me? We're going to be at the same Airbnb. Let me know.
Dave,
K2
you have a question?
AUB.
Go ahead and
Welcome. Thanks for becoming a member.
hey, Dave, if you got a question, go ahead and post it, and I'll put it on
Yeah,
the screen for you.
Let's get back to some questions to Dave and Meshtastic.
I
Nothing-
actually, unless there's a question in the chat, I have a question for Dave regarding
Okay.
Meshtastic. What is the goal with Meshtastic? What do you want to try to achieve for the greater good?
Well, it's open source, and it's just it's kind of a toy. It was some guys that were into IoT that figured out that they could send messages, and it's expanded into this huge thing. Me personally, originally it was I travel a lot, and when we first got into this, my wife at the time, I wanted her to be able to, in the event of another big freeze, be able to communicate with my support group, which is the guys in my ham radio club, in the event that there was something she needed. In the big freeze, we lost. Now I fixed a lot of things because we have the Starlink and everything else, but had no internet, no phones, no power. We were on our own little island. If I go out of town and she got stuck in that scenario, I wanted a way for her to be able to get out, right? These things are all battery powered. Everything on the Meshtastic network that we have in Medina County is battery and solar powered. So it was another layer of communication. It was a way to get a message out, whether it's I'm okay or I'm not okay, some way of getting out to people. Because she doesn't have her ham radio license. So she didn't want a GMRS license. She didn't like radio, period, which is probably why we got divorced. But
Let me clip that YouTube short. No, I'm just kidding, man. I wouldn't.
Same.
But so yeah, that was my original goal, was to make something where, and not just her, but anybody could reach out and get help that didn't have a ham radio license, didn't have a GMRS license. And this was the first thing that I found. It's open source, license free. That's what I was looking for. The Meshtastic developers as a whole, I don't know what their end game is. I know it's always going to be open source. It's always going to be open to the public. It's on the ISM bands in all over the world now. So it's license free, and it's just a way to communicate.
So Dave has a question. What is the range of these devices? And I kind of want to address that a little bit. I mean, range is relative. I mean, you could probably hit the space station if you want to talk about long range, but terrain, your surroundings, all that is going to be affected by that. Like I said, I had a HT and I was talking to Bedford from the other side of the Oklahoma border, but I was in my brother's airplane at the time. So I think it's all relative, but the key with the mesh is the mesh. With Meshtastic is the mesh. So it talks to one, which talks to the next one, which talks to the next one. Am I correct on that? So
Correct.
It all meshes together.
Yeah. Now we have, of course, elevation, and we have a lot of our nodes. Some of our infrastructure nodes are about 11 miles apart, but they're 40 feet up in the air, complete line of sight between each other. I mean, you could see them, right? If you could see them, because they're small and they're like that big, but you could see them, right?
You can see the
Complete line of
towers.
sight. You're dealing with sub 1 watt on 900 megahertz. So just like everything with radio, elevation is king. If not, that's the whole point of the mesh network, is to be able to, if I can't get directly to Ellie, there's a way I can get there without having direct line of sight with each other. And that's the goal, is the mesh. The more devices, the better.
There's a device difference too. If you hold up your indicator in the T1000, just between those two devices, similar, and one's a little bit larger, but the T1000 has a much shorter range if you set them side by side. So
Right.
even just like radio, and HT is going to do with the rubber ducky it comes with, is going to not do so good as, say, with the what's it called, signal stick, the longer antenna.
stick.
So
Yeah, like this, the antenna is a little itty bitty dipole right up here, right? As opposed to this, which has
perfect
a wave
example. Yeah.
antenna. This is obviously going to get out further, even though they transmit the same amount of power. This is going to do a much better job than this. This is no slouch, but yeah, and then obviously
There you
this
go.
is going to do
Going
even
on my
better.
roof.
Right.
Yeah, hopefully I can't wait to get that up. It'll probably be a September video, but and potentially of me falling off the roof, which might give me a lot of clicks and likes.
All you got to do is just screw it in. You're ready to go.
It looks very simple. Dave has a video on it, so check out his channel again.
I wouldn't mind getting one of those too.
As big and as fancy as it looks, it's no different than setting this guy up.
And what's cool about that one, the T1000, especially when you get out to group things like Hamvention, because there's so many there, that little one is all you need.
Yeah,
you don't need the one with the big antenna. So yeah,
'Cause
everyone
that's only to
carries
get
those
the big
around.
antenna.
Yeah, everyone carries those around at Hamvention. So I'm going to get one next trip.
And
next
yes,
time.
Yes, Dave. I mean, that's part of it. And I mean, you can get range as long as you don't have any objects in between you.
Right.
I think D had a question. Let's see. D had a question up
The
here.
other thing I'll add to it, because I've talked to another group that does Meshtastic, is the main goal that I've kind of found out is to get coverage as far and as much as possible across the country. Because if they can do that, then we really don't need cell towers anymore either.
It's true.
Here's a question from Nightcry.
And that is a little bit above my head. So there's a lot of guys that are doing a lot of neat stuff with Meshtastic using filters and amplifiers. And I don't know which is better. Looking at just understanding what a canister filter is, you don't really need 900 to 925. 906.875 is your main frequency. So anything that can get you band reject outside of, say, a few kilohertz or hertz either way would be ideal. But unless you're building your own network and you move it to a different frequency, then it'll be different. But yeah, 906.875 is the key frequency. So if you build your filter to cut off everything around there, that should help. Hope that helps.
This is in response to the question earlier, the range. The record is over 330 kilometers. So
yep, and that was mountaintop to mountaintop with like 9-element Yagis.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You can't fit those in the T1000?
No, we tried. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But hey, they have a dipole. That I thought was impressive.
Isn't that funny to hear? Like as you're showing that, it's like there's a dipole in here, because those with amateur radio, we've seen dipoles and other, it's just funny. We think much bigger, but yeah, it's got a little dipole.
900 megahertz.
900 megahertz is pretty.
Yeah.
33 centimeters.
Let's see what else we got here.
And haven't brought up the questions, but Elle, you got a lot of questions of, are you going to Hampton? Are you going to Hamcation? Are you going to? It's like Elle just got her license. People, just let her ease in, just like you let everybody else ease in. She got her license July 2nd, but she is really knocking it out.
She goes to Colorado.
I do. If I didn't have a conflict for Huntsville, I would definitely be there, but unfortunately, I do. So. And it's closer. I would drive to Alabama versus like Ohio would be more of a financial hurt than Alabama. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I had my plans set before I even became a radio operator, so I can't cancel that.
Jordan mentioned he'll be passing by you on his way to Huntsville. Guess they're driving up that direction past the McKinney area, I suppose.
Okay, yeah, just hook up to the McKinney repeater or jump into Texas Nexus and hope to catch you there.
Scrolling down.
Yeah, so Hamilton that's more LoRaWAN than Meshtastic. Meshtastic is very specific in their packets. So
yeah, and I watched a presentation on LoRa and it was right over my head.
Yeah, and then Colin and VK, everything's spelled out as 915 because it is the 915 ISM band, the 900 megahertz ISM band. So it's 915-ish, but long fast. If you buy one of these, pull it out of the box, and it's pre-factory set to long fast. Long fast is tied to channel 20, which is 906.875. But it does go from 906 to somewhere 920-ish. So 915 is probably your middle of that area.
Don't worry, Elle. Rob, KB6JFL. I live in Illinois, in Florida, and now, I throw the S in there. My mom is actually from Booty, Illinois. California, and have been licensed 50 years since I was 14. Still haven't made a big hamfest. Wow.
So,
wow, that's a long time to not go to a hamfest.
And I miss HamCon.
Oh, gotta get to one.
I miss HamCon because they had all these talks and things, all this teaching events.
Yeah, and I missed. I missed that. Even Dayton, I missed it.
And that's what we're trying to rebuild with the DFW Ham Expo.
Yeah.
So.
Her name just slipped my mind. the atmospheric weather lady.
Oh,
Oh,
space weather lady.
Yeah. Why is her name slipped my mind?
hey,
Tamitha.
Tamitha, yeah.
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 Tamitha. I didn't even know she was there. And as I'm kind of just going through the building, I go through and I heard her voice, and I just assumed it was a video or something I walk by and there she is talking about space weather. I'm like, oh, this is one I would have loved to listen to and meet her and everything, because I love her videos and all the knowledge she gives us all.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that same scenario. Our booth was right next to the Hamside people.
Mm-hmm.
And they had this big, huge crowd, and it was kind of annoying to me a little bit because we're trying to have traffic through our booth, and there's all this extra traffic. And then I hear her voice, and she's got a very distinct voice.
Yep.
And I'm like, I know that
Hunkin.
voice. I know that voice. And I turn around and look, and I'm like, oh crap! And she had actually was standing in our booth
Oh, cool.
because of all the traffic, trying to get around to the Hamside people.
Yeah.
It was
That's
Yeah,
cool.
if you don't know her, check out her channel. I think it's just her name there.
Well,
She, I think,
and
pretty much weekly does great space weather, and she'll shout out ham radio and give you predictions for frequencies and stuff like that too. So
yeah, she's very well known in the ham radio
Yeah.
community.
Oh, yeah.
So,
our
Tamitha's
Dr.
called-
T shooter. No, it's not Dr. T. Oh, boy.
Someone is actually looking on where to divide. Excuse me, I can't talk. Where to buy a device, Dave?
So
one of
it's-
the Meshtastic
it's-
devices.
Let me.
www.seed studio.com. When you pull up their page, if you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see Show devices, Home Assistant, Raspberry Pi, and NVIDIA BeagleBoard, and Grove. There's a Meshtastic button. You click that, and that will bring up. They have dev kits, which they have everything for Meshtastic. They're a LoRaWAN and IoT/AI company. It just so happened that a lot of their equipment will work with Meshtastic, so they've started making Meshtastic specific. But it's like their Show devices. This is a little ESP32 board with a LoRa chip on it, right? So this can be used for a whole bunch of other things that I don't understand, but it'll also work with Meshtastic. So yeah, you click there. You've got the dev kits, the accessories, device, which is where this is under, and then you see the prices on there. Like right now, it shows that it's $39.90. That does not include tariffs and shipping. So because it comes from China, we'll actually have some where we go through the whole tariff process and everything else, and we'll have some at the ham show. So
And as far as the UI interface, is that an app that I
that
can
is
just
an app.
download?
It's
Okay.
they have it for iOS and Android, and it's Meshtastic. Just type in Meshtastic and
So this
There you
is so on the back of here, and then you can correct me, Dave. I don't really know much about it, but there's all sorts of add-ons: GPS, weather, air quality. I'm just going over some of the ones I
varies
remember.
by device.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's just me real quick, but is
Yeah.
there like a black box in front of Paul's screen?
Oh
or is
yeah,
that just me?
it's something on my OBS. I got to get rid of it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's good.
yeah.
This has 2 Grove ports, and that's where this was actually meant as an IoT display, right? For a remote
Yeah.
display. So if you have a smart home or have a bunch of IoT stuff going on, this was actually meant as just a display for that. It has 2 different chipsets built into it. Both of those are being utilized for Meshtastic in a weird way. So this doesn't do all of the things.
Yeah, it's mostly just Meshtastic in this configuration.
Right. And so the only thing with the 2 Grove ports on the back, the only thing you can do is add a GPS to it.
Yeah.
The weather sensors and stuff like that don't work, but that's because of what's inside of here and the chipset that's in it. They do have these guys, right? Which this is the L1, which has a Grove port on it. This and
Let me enlarge
this guy. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this guy has a Grove port on it, which will take sensors. There we go. The L1, which will take sensors.
So the solar one will take sensors, so I can
Yes,
add those
it will.
on after I get. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
and one of my videos that I have is actually adding the BME 280 Grove sensor to the mesh to that solar node.
Mhm.
So, like for 4 days in August, up on the mountain before Huntsville, before
And-
Huntsville, this will
yeah.
be up on the mountain, actually transmitting the temperature, humidity, and barometric pressure across the mesh. This is also the L1. I get it to reboot. It's been off, but this is the L1. This is the L1, what they call the Pro. It just comes in a case. And get my face out of the way so it'll zoom. But there's actually a new UI because this has a trackball, or not a trackball, but a joystick, where you can actually go back and forth between the menus. And the latest, this is one of the alpha firmwares, but you can actually now send direct messages directly from this without a phone. When you go up or down, and it'll actually bring up a little keyboard that you can navigate around and type out a message.
And now you've piqued Paul's and mine inner gamer.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it makes the noises that the little red dot football games used to do, where you just have to
I
pass
was
the
gonna
red
say, that
dot
kinda-
across. Dit, the initial, yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
that Tigertronics.
Cool.
Tigertronics right there.
Yep.
So Chris was asking what
Shoulder
protocol.
age.
No clue. No clue. Above my head. That, like I said, there's a lot you can do with it. I'm not a software guy. I'm a hardware guy. So I have no clue. We can find out if you hit me up after Huntsville. I can ask the folks at Seeedstudios, and I can get you all the in-depth nerdy knowledge you want. But don't know.
How about this question?
How do we
From
work with
Nike, right?
growth ports on the sense cap? Everything I know right now, it only supports the GPS on the indicator. The sense cap devices, like this is a shell. These are sense cap devices.
The
This is a
T1000 is
sense
sense
cap
cap,
devices.
right?
The T1000 is a sense cap.
Yeah.
Those have different protocols, and it's all dependent on what chipset they have inside, what GPIO ports are being used for what, on what kind of sensors they can use. That's one of the issues with this is you can't Bluetooth to it unless it goes into a special mode, because the GPIO ports are being used for some of the screen and everything else on this device. So you can't actually Bluetooth into it unless it's in Bluetooth mode. And that's just hardware.
So, Dave, someone with a blank slate that has an ESP32,
Yes.
do I just download Arduino software or the .io files and then just program it into something like this, and then I can make my own from home?
You can.
Or-
You can actually take, so everything's open source. So the base code is out there for you to use. And there's a lot of people that are trying to take other ESP32 devices and make them work on Meshtastic. So if you have the knowledge and the skill, yeah, the base code is there. Feel free to do it, see what you can do with it. There's a base set of devices that are supported by Meshtastic that they'll build firmware for people like me who don't have any coding experience and just want to use the stuff. But then there's also a whole nother community that's taking the base code and making it do all sorts of neat stuff, like Vern. Vern's one of those people that's taking it to the next level besides messaging and location sharing.
And I don't need an LCD screen to interact with it. I don't need to have a segment display or anything. I can just use it from my app.
Yeah, well, to use the Meshtastic and the Meshtastic firmware, once you compile the firmware, your own custom firmware to use that device, then you can just use the app on your phone. You don't have to have a screen. For the longest time, I was telling people they didn't need a screen because this is your screen. right? It's got the Bluetooth interface. You can do all the interactions from your phone. Now that they've come out with Seeedstudios, this is the only one so far, but it's got the joystick on it with the alpha firmware. Now you can use this as a standalone device, right? But so this and the T-Deck and this are standalone devices. Everything else, you have to use your phone. So there's no need for a screen. It's just going to take power. So you don't, I mean, that's the one with the screen. Don't need the screen, right? Because you're going to do everything from your phone anyways.
Yeah, this
Very
is a
cool.
whole like
Okay.
this is like a whole nother world of stuff to get into.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Microcontrollers.
Whole new rabbit
That's
hole.
what it is.
And ton of ham radio interest in it, even though it's not ham radio.
Yep.
Well, El Marie,
Different.
this may be an area where like you just start like programming or doing all sorts of crazy stuff with
Oh
it.
yeah, I mean, my screen right here, I've got the Raspberry Pi hooked up for a project that I have in mind that isn't what I see a lot are the portable digital nodes outside of WiresX with their Raspberry Pi, which I think is done and tried. And I'm like, okay, what's something different here? And I've got something in mind. It's not completely different, but maybe less common, which I kind of want to bring attention to.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
and then-
Believe
and then
it or
Don
not,
brought
we're
up a good
using
point.
Raspberry.
that
some people have them
ESP32
cross
device,
mixed too with
does it
All-Star
have a
and
LoRa
WiresX.
board on it? Sorry, we're all talking on.
Go
top.
ahead, Dave. So go ahead.
Sorry. Don brought up a good question or a good comment. You have the ESP32 device, but does it have a LoRa module or a LoRa board on it?
No, it's just the inland ESP32.
Okay, so that you'll have to do some sort of NRF chip or something to give you the radio portion of it.
We got
Yeah,
you
we'll
got
have to
Chris
look that up
excited.
then.
You got Bricker
Chris
excited.
Breaker is
Just
Right.
deep
mentioning
into making
microcontrollers.
things.
There's a whole world.
Chris is
of
a great
ham radio.
resource. Yeah,
Yeah, Chris knows a
Chris
lot
is
of stuff.
deep into this stuff. So
He's been on the channel a few times. Need to get him on more often, but and he's also got Atlas,
And
Samoyed dog. So
Yes.
Ellie, if you're really into it, I can get you in touch with some of the folks at Seeedstudios and you guys. There's a couple thousand different SKUs that Seeedstudios has for stuff and things that I don't understand. Right, I'm this much of their Meshtastic is about this much of the stuff that they do between IoT, microcontrollers, LoRa WAN, AI. They're in it all. I just play with these toys. So yeah, I can get you in touch with some people that can get you some neat toys to play with. And
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking for different projects right now. So I've seen, like I said, so much on Instagram that this could be one of those avenues. What is so funny, Sean?
thanks, ADHD Alive.
That comment down there.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, he got excited about microcontrollers.
honestly, who doesn't have dude wipes? If you don't know,
Yeah.
then you're sleeping.
So yeah, they
That's
mentioned
great.
getting a Heltec V3. That's a LoRa board. That was my first one. It was kind of like cheap, a good entry one for me to get started. And I'm still an entry level person in all this, but I'm getting more excited about Seeedstudio products. Just a lot of it also because the price point is more affordable to me when you
and
when
it's
you
ready
compare it
made,
with
right?
like Spec 5 or something. Those are expensive.
they are. And Seeedstudios, and here's I'm trying to be politically correct because I have nothing against Spec 5.
No, me
5.
too. They got great products. I'm
They
not
got
saying-
great products.
but everyone has a price range, right?
They
of what-
are
so
they're a software company that is selling hardware to fund their custom firmware they're going to come out with.
yeah.
Seeedstudios is 100% and always will be open source, and they just sent me one of the L1 line is their newest line, which is this is their top of the line L1, but you can get it as a dev kit, right? Where you can put it in your own custom case. You can get it with no screen. You can get it with, now they have an e-ink display for it, right? Which this is just a little cheesy case because the e-ink display likes to flap around. But they're all about open source, and they're all about, they build the hardware for other people to come up with crazy software for.
There you go.
Spec 5 is trying to build their own software using other people's hardware.
Right up Elmarie's alley.
Yeah.
Go crazy with it. Dave, I think, I mean, we could keep going on and on, but I'm one of many who probably have to work tomorrow, and I need to get some sleep.
I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:30,
Okay,
4 o'clock in the morning.
that's even
and head
earlier
down.
than me, so I don't want to keep you anymore. You're going to be coming out with videos. I think, you've got so much here to offer, information and the actual products to show people. Do you have anything that you're coming out with soon, or you're not really doing much as far as YouTube videos until after Huntsville?
Until after Huntsville. And so the Seeedstudios was kind of my jumping board on trying to make a video. That was a pretty steep learning curve on trying to make my first one. But now that I know how to do it, one of the things that I want to make a video of is I'm in a rental and it's got a gutter, and I'm going to antenna the gutter.
Cool.
Gutter antenna, because it just so happens that the downspout for the gutter is about 3 feet away from the ground for the house. So I have both parts to be able to do, what is it, a 9-to-1 or a 4-to-1 in between.
Yep.
But I got both parts this far away from each other to be able to try and make an antenna. So that's my next video, is I'm going to make it and see what happens.
Let's QSO gutter to gutter.
Hell yeah.
Ragchew in gutter language. I have the alpha antenna, little FMJ with an 8-foot wire connected to mine.
Okay.
And then we had a 30-foot covered patio put out here, and they basically split my house's gutters in half. So I did 2 alligator clips and a 33-foot wire over it, and to continue the connection. So that's cool, man. When you do that, let's try to QSO. I've done that before. Tried to QSO gutter to gutter. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
How about you, Sean? Let's post that. There's Sean's channel. What, you got anything coming out? I know you've gotten busy as of late, but let us know.
Not a whole lot coming up. Yeah, I'm just trying to get back into it and glad to be back here. So,
all right, real quick question before I go on here.
shoot.
One was where was it? Is the USB-C? Oh, K2 AUB. Does the USB-C port power the unit, Dave?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
On the
Is that
indicator.
the indicator? Yeah.
On the indicator, it's USB-C powered.
I could have answered that, I guess.
Alleycat does have a case for the back of this that takes a specific power bank. The power bank will actually plug into the USB port perfectly, and it's got a little stand case for it. You could take it mobile that way. I'll have it set up like that at Huntsville for our display. But yeah, it's powered by USB, either no matter what.
Second question real quick, Chris Bricker, can I plug it into my computer to control it through the Mac app via the USB-C?
No.
No.
You can use the Meshtastic client app, if that's what you're talking about. Yes. Beyond that, no.
And another one pretty important, Jeff B just brought up. Good point, Jeff. Be careful connecting and using the house ground AC wire as part of the antenna.
Okay.
Running RF through that could give you some problems with probably some of your more delicate electronics, perhaps.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not an electrician, but I'm going to assume that's the point. Thanks, Jeff. That's a good point. Okay. El Marie, what do you have coming up on She's on Frequency?
I had my first soda video, an actual, the real one this time, not the one that I thought was a soda that wasn't. We hiked at Red Mountain 3, and I'm editing that video. I'm almost done, and it should come out this week. So, and then, yeah, that's what's on my radio right now is not filming, but posting my first soda attempt, the real one this time.
And what kind of frequency are you looking at going forward as a fairly new YouTube channel? What like weekly, or what are you kind of looking forward to doing?
I definitely want to stay weekly. I was weekly for my first 4, but then I had some friends come over and I obviously wanted to prioritize spending time with them. So I wasn't able to edit, but weekly is definitely, I want to strive for that. My first 4 were weekly and I seem to do well. And I want to continue with that cadence.
Very good. Yep. Keeping a steady pattern, and you do great videos, so just keep it going.
Yeah.
You don't need any of ours help because you're already at like what 25, 600, 700 subscribers in just what, a month? Not even a
wow.
Yeah.
month.
What's
Barely.
your secret?
Yeah. So awesome
that
and
line.
great to have you on. And again, like I tell anybody that comes on, you're welcome to come on anytime. I usually post the topic sometime Sunday or Saturday, and I'll post that link in that Discord channel. So anybody's welcome to come on. It's Ragchew for a reason. I created it to kind of build a community of people that come and go and want to talk about ham radio and various things. So
Awesome. I look forward to be back on again.
very cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna move to Michael. He's new on the Ragchew crew. He hasn't been on here much. Michael, what's your plans?
Not since day one. Well, I actually don't have anything planned for this Saturday, but I will be making a video. A lot of my channel circles around getting out and doing stuff in life, not just sitting at home and, watching your life go away. A lot of it does involve ham radio, but a lot of my ham radio buddies are going to be in Alabama. So it looks like I'll be trying to figure out a video for this weekend. So maybe contact y'all.
Yeah,
HF, that would be kind of fun.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
borrow some
maybe
radio.
we can get together and talk to them. Maybe we can try
There you
that.
go.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Just kind of let me know when. I'll have radios.
All
I'll
right.
be-
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure I'll be at the park all day Friday, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of radios to use. I'm not bringing a radio because I figure someone will let me use theirs. Be
Yeah,
able
for
to
me
just
at the
do a
park,
photo.
everybody's bringing radios.
Yeah, I'm bringing my FTX1 in hopes that
Oh,
I
cool.
can get the amplifier for it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll be available.
Well, it'd be
The
nice.
Optima?
Yeah.
Optima.
Well, so there was a
That's what the power
the
supply.
Optima is it all together, right?
Or not the power
Yeah.
supply, the amp. I'm sorry.
The amp. I bought the FTX1F. I actually bought it through that auction that Gigaparts was doing. It was actually the one that Jason did all of his.
Oh
videos
yeah,
with.
cool.
I won the auction on accident.
Whoops.
So I have the
Amazing.
FTX1. Yeah. I figured somebody would outbid me because the total package, the
It's a
highest,
good deal.
highest bid was actually about $300 cheaper than what it would be to buy everything. So I assumed I would be outbid. Nobody outbid me. So now I have the FTX1F, right? And the SPA1 is the back half of that makes it an Optima. And they're not available. And I'm hoping I can snag one. Maybe Gigaparts will have them in time.
Amazing. Super cool.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, looks
Tight.
like Jordan has an 891 and FTX1. I'm familiar with those radios, so there's
Yeah.
I'll be able to use that
Yeah.
if not another. So
The 891 is the one I want to put in my vehicle with my
mhm.
FTN 500. And like you got set up, Sean. You're sitting there laughing. Sean got a heck of a deal with 891. I almost cried when I heard how much he paid for it. So, but right now I just have an IC 7000, and I'm using a woofer recoil with it. So portable.
Yeah, and I've got
Everything's
an
portable.
got an 891 with an ATOS. So
That's a
On
Yeah,
perfect
track.
that's what I want on
combination.
my vehicles. The ATOS.
One of the best setups you can have.
Yes. sir.
Easy setup.
So I posted the Seeedstudio link again.
Thank
Once again in the YouTube only. It's only in the YouTube description. I haven't added it to the others. You will get the discount codes that Dave has provided. So check out the products, save money on the products, and then follow Dave's channel for information on setup and other things as he posts those things. And maybe we can get back on again sometime. Not if you're working at 4 a.m. I feel bad keeping you up this late. Maybe do another live, some other like daytime thing, and we can go over setting one up or do something else.
I just have to get up at 4
Okay.
tomorrow because I'm driving out to Huntsville.
Oh, you're going to Huntsville. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Don, you're pushing my buttons. You're really pushing my buttons. Because what I want is the 857 with the modern fusion. Okay. So the FT1X or whatever it is, it has the potential, and it does have APRS. That's great.
Yeah.
It does have fusion. That's great. But they need to make it like an A57 where it's a mobile rig, 100 watts, and you can have one antenna if you want to do 2 meter 440, because the ATOS will do that, and up to 40 meters. And if they can make that an A57 version and integrate everything in the FTM 500, 510, and the 891, I'd be a happy camper. That would be, and have APRS with it. That's what we
With the
need.
screen of a 400.
It's not there. Well, no, it's a screen. I'm not going to be scaring that screen now. The 1X has got a pretty cool screen, but
Very cool screen.
Yeah.
But-
I'm sure
but
I'm
that's
sure they're watching
cool
the
as-
stream, and they'll make all the necessary changes you guys are
Right.
asking for.
yeah, as a radio that's designed to be a mobile, that is all, set it up like my 500. I would
The
love that.
FTX one can be mobile now. They have a 10-foot extension cable.
Yeah, it's just
I'm
not,
gonna once I get the tail end of it, I'm gonna try it in my truck, because on my dash I have the FTM 500 and the 891, and I believe the mount that I have on my dash, I have a bullet point mount on the dash. I believe it should hold. The FTX one is pretty heavy, even with the battery off of it.
Yep.
You have to use
well,
a
the
different
whole radio is
screw.
in the head. What I'm saying is have like the A57 where you got a detachable faceplate like you did with the FTM 500, 510, and then have the radio mounted separately. That would be ideal. And you don't have a big old heavy thing that you have to worry about your mount with. So
You have to use a different screw because KMRD made the proof of concept that you could do it,
Yeah.
Right.
but you have to use
Yeah,
a
it's
different
a
screw.
quarter 20. It's your standard. It's one thing that Yaesu finally did right.
Mhm.
Is I think it's a quarter 20. It's the standard camera
Yep.
thread
I don't
that
even
comes on
remember.
all of your camera mounts, where Yaesu has always had that off thread that you had to buy a special screw for.
Yeah.
The FTX one actually has, I think it's a quarter 20 that is your standard camera.
I think that's what it is now. Yeah.
I got one of those already. So
Well, there you go.
it's just a matter of watching that thing do this down the road.
Right.
I drive
Yeah,
a 3/4 ton truck, so 3/4 ton full.
Nothing like watching
So-
2 grain just bounce and vibrate.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's my worry about it. And he's saying Scott's saying that Mike made his mobile, but my thing is and I want that, and I want a special antenna port just for the ATOS. So if you switch to 2 meters, you switch to 440, you switch to 7.3 or whatever, it will be able to use one antenna to roll them all on one
The
radio.
ATOS will do it. ATOS will do 2
But,
meters.
but the way they make these radios that are the all mode radios is there'll be a separate VHF UHF antenna port, and there'll be an HF port. Well, maybe have those still 2 on there, but have one for ATOS.
Yeah.
Just my thoughts. Just,
Honestly, I like that's what
Come on,
one of the
VHF,
things
you
I
can
like
do
about
it.
the 705 having one antenna port. I'm not talking
Yeah.
on VHF, UHF, and HF at the same time. I'm just not.
yeah, if I want to be on
70
VHF,
yeah.
I'll switch to that.
Well, I like
Ones
the
with HF.
705 for some things over the Yaesu. So, all right, we're gonna shut it down. So this week I will be on. Hopefully, I'll be unless I forget the cable. I'll be on Texas Nexus from Japan Tuesday at some time, Huntsville Thursday through Sunday. Texas Nexus again from Japan the following Tuesday, then Japan at Tokyo Ham Fair. So streams, next week's stream, probably yes. The following stream will probably be a stream from Japan in Osaka before I do the Icon facility tour. So look for those and make sure you've liked and subscribed to these other channels we've posted tonight. And Dave, thanks so much for coming on. I've been wanting to do this
thanks for
ever
having
since
me.
I met you at Dayton and talked about your products. And Elmarie, welcome again. And Sean, welcome back.
Thank you. I do have one question for
Yes,
Dave.
Sean. Go ahead.
The codes you provided, since apparently everybody says that it's on back order, how long are those codes good for?
Forever.
Cool.
Yeah, I asked him that too because I didn't want to put some up temporary. He may not want up permanently. He says, nope, good forever.
Those
So
are permanent codes.
take advantage of them, offset the tariffs or whatever may be.
Yeah,
maybe
it's 10%
affecting.
off these. It varies depending on the device.
Yeah.
It's only like it's very, very small on these, but these are also $10.
Yeah.
So you got to
So I
think
look
of the
forward
margin
to-
on some of this equipment.
Right.
We've talked about mesh a couple other times. I look forward to doing more. So Dave, you and of course you do your videos.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to get on and do some more Meshtastic stuff, and maybe do some hands-on, like how to set one up, stuff like that,
Oh, definitely.
and then how to text and things like that. Because it could be, even me, I consider myself techie, but there was a lot of things I didn't know what I was doing. So.
Yeah, and it's a little unnerving, especially for Android. The
Mhm.
Android app, typical Android, allows you to do way more than you really need to be able to do.
Or than you should be able to do.
Yeah,
if
then
you
you
don't
should
know what
be
you're
able to
doing.
do. So
It's true.
it's the benefits of Android, because Android's that type of software. But yeah, there's very basic features that if you just want to get on the air and start talking to people, there's like 3 things to set and you're on the air.
Cool.
Nice.
So yeah, we can do another video on that.
All right. Most likely I won't be doing anything other than the Ham Fest in August. September is preparedness month. And
Okay.
because I've been skipping some of my preparedness weeks on the live stream, I might do a month of preparedness streams to catch up to the book I'm writing. So we'll see. I'll play it by ear if something comes up. I still need Hollywood, who's in chat, to come on and help me with a couple of things. I got to get Ziggy back on. There's just so many things and plans I have. I cannot keep up with it.
Right.
But thanks everyone in chat. Thanks again for the support, and Dawn and Jody for the membership gifting, guys. My brothers from another mother. Love you guys for all the support. And that's going to be it for me, guys. So say goodbye, and we're going to do our outro. Have a good week, everybody.
Everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
10:30.
73.
Bye,
Oh,
everyone.
Have fun at Huntsville.
You know what I forgot? I can't believe I did this.
You need to
Shame
yourself,
on
sir.
me for that. Now, this isn't
Thank
up
you,
to date.
Vader.
I will add the new members. And remember, 3 months as a Razorback, you get a free t-shirt with your call sign and the logos. 6 months for Hogs. I got to scroll the credits. I can't believe it. And Ham Radio Tectonics is the current reigning stream boss. So thanks for this.
Oh, we haven't checked that out in a while.
Yeah, it's right at the top here of my, because when I'm small, you can't really see it. So, all right,
Okay.
now for realsies this time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Bye,
everybody.
y'all.
everyone.
7:03.
Have a good week. Have a good week.